All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. It's Saturday morning, 7:30. I got up early this morning because I seen a video that I wanted to react to, and it's dealing with paid Democratic shields of the Boul'e. Now, I don't know if a lot of my subscribers are familiar with the Boul'e. The Boul'e is what you call upper class, uppity Negroes who are attached to the Democratic plantation. Now, one in particular, his name is Roland Martin. You can see him back here on this screen. He's been selling black people out for the last 30 years. Not only has he been selling us out, come to find out, he's Haitian. Now, as American citizens, I know y'all are tired of the likes of Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and all these foreigners that come over here and think they're better than black Americans and other Americans as if their opinions matter. Now, this shield here, he likes to come out as if he represents the black community, which he does not even a little bit. So the Democratic Party, who's paying him his money, y'all are wasting your money. We do not listen to him. We're going to do the opposite of what he says do because we know he is a sellout and a turncoat. We know he's a turncoat. He's been one for the last 30 years. Now, the reason I'm doing a reaction to his video is because he made a video called Disgraced Ex-Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. He knows nothing about Detroit. First of all, we don't consider Kwame Kilpatrick a disgrace. Kwame Kilpatrick got into some trouble with the federal government, and they gave him almost 30 years for a victimless crime because they didn't like his mother. They didn't like who he was in Detroit. So they gave him almost 30 years for a victimless crime. The Obama administration would not pardon this man, would not cut that time in half, even though he had harmed no one as the mayor. Think about that. And this so-called black man from Haiti, not America, he wants to say he's disgraced and nobody should listen to him, or Detroiters should not like Kwame Kilpatrick because Kwame Kilpatrick went to a Trump rally. I think he should have. I would have been upset with Kwame if he didn't, because Kwame Kilpatrick sat in prison all them years for a victimless crime because they didn't like his style. Obama would not touch it, even though they knew the sentence was violating the Eighth Amendment of cruel and unusual punishment by giving the brother that much time. And then in comes Trump and reviews his case and cut him and pardoned him and said it was excessive and told the truth and let him go, even though Kwame Kilpatrick was a Democrat. Trump still was fair enough to let Kwame go, along with Lil Wayne and a host of other black men who were given absorbent time for victimless crimes. And this Democratic shield, who's so out of touch with the black community, and especially Detroit, he wants to slander the brother and say because he went to a Trump rally that he's disgraced. See, really, in Detroit, we don't believe that Biden won fairly in Detroit in the first place. We allegedly believe that the election was stolen in Detroit. And we also know that the Arabs over there in Dearborn, they were the ones who were the big Biden supporters, just like they is now. No matter what Rashida Tlaib talks about, she doesn't represent Detroiters. She represents Arabs. She represents what's going on in the Middle East. She doesn't care what's going on in Black America or with white America. She doesn't even care about America. She cares about her own interests in the Middle East. So in this video, I'm going to react to Roland Martin, Boul'e Roland Martin, Bootlick Roland Martin, Sellout Roland Martin, Turncoat Roland Martin, Democratic Slave Roland Martin. I want you to see what he says about our ex-mayor from Detroit. Somebody else from Detroit, somebody hashtag Anton Daniels. Tell Anton that we need to cook. We need to cook this rodent Martin. We don't call him rodent Martin because we can't say the other word anymore. But he has a lot of nerve to come out and say these things about Kwame Kilpatrick and about Detroit and about his Greek fraternity. First of all, you Boul'e Negroes, y'all so intelligent. Y'all go to college and y'all join a Greek fraternity. Y'all ain't got enough sense to create your own fraternity and you want us to follow you. Now you a Greek. Please. Let's look at what this sellout is saying with his host of other sellouts. And they even got a cock-ass girl on there. Check this out. This for fair usage under the 1976 Copyright Act for education, entertainment, and commentary. Well, look at the girl with the cock-ass. She don't know nothing about Detroit. Check this out, y'all.
On Wednesday, and Donald Trump had a rally in Michigan on Wednesday, and guess who showed up? What about iPad Henry? That's right, former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. Of course, Kilpatrick was pardoned or had his sentence pardoned, commuted by Donald Trump. It was 16 years before Kilpatrick was supposed to be released from federal prison after being convicted of corruption. He sat near the stage. He was asked by reporters.
First of all, think about that. Kwame Kilpatrick had already been in prison for 10 years and had 16 more years left to go because he was accused of corruption. Not unaliving anybody, not taking a pistol and robbing nobody. They said he was corrupt and gave him almost 30 years. And Obama, who y'all love so much, sat around and was going to let him rot in jail. And he was a Democrat. Trump was a Republican and is a Republican and looked at that case and said, nah, this is wrong. Y'all give this man 30 years because y'all say he mishandled some funds? Please. And look at this bourgeoisie Negro.
Who was going to vote for in November? He said, quote, I'm not going to answer that. But then as he was walking away, he said he won't be voting for incumbent Democratic President Joe Biden this fall. What do you think, Greg?
You damn right, Kwame Kilpatrick, don't vote for Joe Biden. Him and Obama sat there and watched you almost die in prison over a victimless crime. You would be insane. You would be a sellout. You would be un-Detroit to vote for Biden. Please.
Well, I also think there was the same article where he's talking about he and his wife talking about maybe move.
What the hell kind of shirt do this ninja got on? This ninja got on a green dashiki. Ain't never been to Africa or nothing else. He just got, look how they dress. Who's they fooling? They really think that's the cockeyed girl I was telling you about. But who do they think they really are? I mean, the Democrats, y'all paying people like Joy Reid, Roland Martin, Lamont Hill. The grassroots people do not follow them or listen to them. They have no influence over the people that go to work every day. They're just taking your money. Nobody listens to them except to criticize them like what I'm doing. This is what we think of them. We know they are paid sellouts. And I throw allegedly on there in case you got a problem with it. But all you got to do is look at his history. You know what I mean? Why he ain't trying to go help the Haitians? He Haitian.
Back to Detroit. Y'all know who not to vote for. Didn't Biden, Lord have mercy, didn't Trump pardon him?
Yeah. Trump commuted his sentence.
This is the crass politics of personal interest. What Reverend Barber said at the beginning of the show about, the morality and the time to rise. And Reese, thank you.
Let me ask y'all a question. And if y'all understand where I'm coming from, put a 1 in the chat. If you were a Democrat, like Kwame Kilpatrick was, and you were sent to prison for almost 30 years over a victimless crime because they say you mishandled funds and you weren't truthful on the stand about a personal relationship that you had. But they give you almost 30 years. And the Democrats won 8 years in the White House and in Congress. And nobody thought to pardon you. And then here comes a new president, a Republican, conservative, who reviews your case, sees the injustice in your case, and commutes your sentence and let you go home to your wife and to your family, would you turn around and vote Democrat again? Think about that. If Kwame Kilpatrick wouldn't have showed up for Trump in Michigan, us Detroiters would have thought something was wrong with him. We'd have thought, like, man, what is wrong with you? You have no moral compass for real. That man pardoned you. And a whole lot of other Black Americans in your similar situation. But this topic is really about Boul'e Martin and his host of sellouts and turncoats that want to return us back to the Democratic plantation. You know what, Roland Martin? We off the Democratic plantation. We don't want their liberalism, which is debauchery, which is anti-God, anti-country. We don't want it. You take it with your funny looking shirts.
For very cleanly explaining the bright moral line in the sand around this question of killing in the so-called Middle East. Clearly, our brother, formerly known as the hip-hop mayor, perhaps would maybe have more of an investment in the Drake versus Kendrick war than real life. He seems to...
He's a hater, calling him the hip-hop mayor. You know why they call Kwame Kilpatrick the hip-hop mayor? Because he was the youngest mayor in Detroit history. He was the youngest ever. And as a young man, he did make mistakes. But these sellouts don't get to judge him. Detroit judges him.
Lost his moral compass, if he ever had one at all. And so I guess it's really not surprising when you put your personal interest or what you perceive to be your personal interest over politics. And I hope the voters of Detroit will remember that when he tries to sneak back in the city and run for something.
Yeah, I would love to have Kwame Kilpatrick come to the Alpha Convention and explain that one.
How about that? Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming to no Alpha Greek convention with you ninjas. Y'all run around there dancing and stomping and taking paddles and acting Greek. Who really? You proud of being a part of a Greek fraternity. I want to be a part of no Greek fraternity, bro. Y'all get a Black fraternity, a Black American fraternity, then maybe. But a Greek one? And you so conscious and you so educated. We've never had a Black leader of any ilk that claimed the fame was being a part of a Greek fraternity. Think about it. Roll that over in your mind, Roland. We see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Reese, your thoughts?
I mean, he has one vote. So, hell, at least he ain't bought off as cheap as other people. 16 years.
Look at her eyeballs. She's seeing everything. You know what I mean? She watching everybody. Check her out. Look at her eyeballs.
The life back of freedom. I ain't entirely mad at him. I'm glad that he's just being a little bit more transparent about it as opposed to trying to, he did say he's voted for Trump, so that's not entirely transparent, but at least people know where he stands because we have a lot of people that throw a rock and hide their hand and try to be like, I ain't gonna name names, we know them, who try to say, I'm not saying I support Trump, I'm not saying I support won't. So you know where he stands. He was bought off. I think it's a reasonable price. Listen, I'll vote for Trump too. Shit, if I was let out of jail 16 years earlier, I probably wouldn't laugh. But I ain't really mad at him. Is it a selfish interest? Yes, but we all have one vote. So I'm just being pragmatic here. But now you know where Kwame Kilpatrick stands. Don't follow his ass unless you need to get out of jail 16 years earlier.
The fan base is pioneering a new era of social media for the creator economy.
You see how disrespectful these bootlicks are? These bootlicks act like if we vote conservative or if we vote in our interest, that it's something slow about us, as if we didn't witness 4 years of Bidenomics, as if we didn't hear him say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. As if he didn't say he didn't want our kids going to school with his kids because it's a racial jungle. As if he wasn't friends with Strom Thurmond and other segregationists. As if he didn't open them damn borders and flood our community with them damn immigrants. As if he isn't selling us out. And the only thing he offers our community is abortion. Please, let me drop this mic. This is Detroit's HPTV, signing to you out of Detroit. Keep y'all head on the swivel and salute to all patriots. Y'all make sure somebody tag Anton Daniels. He need to see what these bootlegs from somewhere else is talking about as it relates to Detroit, Michigan. Peace out of Detroit. Keep y'all head on the swivel. Like, share, and subscribe.